Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand, something so ordinary that millions passed it by without a second thought. Yet beneath that humble surface hides a secret so rare, it could change your life forever. 3 coins, 3 stories, and 3 unimaginable fortunes waiting to be revealed. These are not treasures locked in dusty museums. They are out there in circulation, tucked away in drawers, hidden in old jars, or resting quietly in a forgotten collection, each one holding the power to turn a simple penny into a millionaire's dream. Today we uncover the mystery behind 3 extraordinary Lincoln wheat pennies, each with a tale that will leave you questioning every coin you've ever held, each with a hidden past, a twist of minting magic, and a market value that will make your heart race. From post-war America to mid-century minting errors, these coins bridge history and fortune. Stay with me to the very end, because by the time we finish, you might just find yourself searching every penny you own. Welcome to Coin Value Guide, the place where small change tells the biggest stories in the world. The year is 1946. America stands tall after the end of World War II. The nation rebuilds, families return to peace, and factories roar back to life. Among the millions of coins minted that year, one small copper penny would emerge as an icon of mystery. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny, named for its reverse design that features 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent. A tribute to the spirit of growth and prosperity. At first glance, it looks like any other coin, a simple cent made from copper alloy. But beneath its plain surface hides a secret known to only a few collectors, and that secret has transformed this penny into a coin worth up to $4 million. Now let's understand why. Every coin has a story, but this one is wrapped in numismatic magic. In 1943, during the war, pennies were struck in steel due to copper shortages. By 1946, copper returned to minting, but a few leftover planchets from the previous years created unexpected variations. Experts believe that some 1946 cents were struck using slightly different copper-zinc mixtures, giving them a distinct tone, weight, and luster. These tiny differences caught the attention of collectors decades later, when coin grading evolved into a science. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC examined these coins under microscopic precision, revealing minting errors so subtle that only trained eyes could detect them. Some examples show doubled dies, others display off-center strikes or die cracks, and these imperfections, rather than flaws, became marks of fortune. In the world of numismatics, rarity is everything, and condition defines value. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin, and the more collectors are willing to pay. According to PCGS population reports, fewer than a handful of 1946 Lincoln wheat pennies have ever achieved grades above MS67 in red condition. These are coins that appear almost flawless, with their original luster shining like a newly minted cent, the surfaces untouched by circulation. Imagine finding one like that in a roll of pennies, or in an old jar of change from your grandparents. The thrill of discovery would be electric. Collectors who sent such coins for professional grading have seen them return with valuations soaring past $4 million at high-end auctions. The 1946 wheat penny measures about 19 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of 1.5 millimeters and a weight of around 3.11 grams. Made primarily of copper with traces of tin and zinc, its composition gives it that warm, reddish tone beloved by collectors. Over time, natural oxidation can darken it, but those preserved in mint state still gleam with history. If you hold one that looks pristine, check for a Denver or San Francisco mint mark under the date. The D or S adds to its identity, though some rare no-mint mark coins from Philadelphia hold even greater intrigue. Now comes the suspenseful part. Where could you sell a coin like this if you believe you found one that fits the description? Never rush to sell it online to random buyers. The right path is to have it authenticated first. Send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and encapsulation. Once certified, you can safely list it with trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These are the marketplaces where serious collectors gather, and where million-dollar bids rise in quiet rooms filled with gasps and whispers. Or you can approach platforms like Great Collections or even eBay's Authenticity Guarantee section. For coins, collectors love stories, so always share the history of how you found it. Maybe it came from a box of pennies your grandfather kept. Maybe it sat unnoticed in a collection for decades. That story adds value, authenticity, and emotion. In numismatics, provenance matters. It turns a coin from an object into a time capsule. And now, as we move deeper into the world of Lincoln wheat pennies, prepare yourself, because the next coin on our list carries an even greater twist, one that became famous for a minting mistake that shook the entire numismatic community. Stay right where you are, because the second coin story is about to change everything you thought you knew about pennies. As we move forward from the mystery of the 1946 cent, the numismatic journey takes a thrilling turn. The year is 1955. America hums with post-war prosperity. Rock and roll begins to rise, and the U.S. Mint in Denver is busy producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies, each meant to look identical, each carrying the same familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and those classic wheat ears on the reverse. But hidden among them, a small number were struck with a mistake so strange that it turned ordinary cents into priceless treasures. This is the story of the 1955 D. Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that would go down in history as one of the most famous and most desired mint errors ever created. A coin that can command as much as $8 million when found in perfect condition. Collectors and experts alike often refer to the 1955 wheat penny as the king of double dies. Though the Philadelphia Mint version is the most famous, the Denver-struck pieces have their own rarity that makes them incredibly sought after. This particular variation occurred when two impressions on the coin's die were slightly misaligned, causing the inscriptions and the date to appear doubled to the naked eye. It's mesmerizing. To a trained collector, it's a heartbeat-racing moment. The word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date 1955 appear shadowed, almost trembling as if caught between two moments in time. This visual quirk transformed a small minting mishap into one of the most legendary coins in numismatic history. When you look at one of these rare pieces, you are looking at the result of a once-in-a-lifetime minting accident. In 1955, minting technology lacked the automated error detection of today, meaning mistakes could slip through undetected. While thousands of normal pennies flowed into circulation, a few hundred of these double-struck Denver coins made it out, their distinct error unnoticed by most people handling change, and yet, the handful that survived became the crown jewels of collectors everywhere. The coin's specifications remained faithful to the wheat penny design, 19 millimeters in diameter, 1.5 millimeters in thickness, and weighing about 3.11 grams, composed mostly of copper with a blend of tin and zinc. But what gives it power isn't its metal, it's the story. Because every 1955 D. Lincoln wheat penny tells a story of imperfection turned to greatness. In a world where machines strive for precision, it was the error, the human touch, that made this coin priceless in the numismatic world. Rarity is the heartbeat of value, and grading is the voice that speaks it into existence. A coin like this, authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC at an MS-67 or MS-68 red designation, can ignite fierce bidding wars. These grades mean the coin shows full original mint luster with no wear, only microscopic imperfections under magnification. Collectors crave these top-graded examples because they combine rarity with perfection. And when you merge those two forces, the price ascends into the millions. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have witnessed jaw-dropping moments when collectors realize a 1955 D doubled die cent is up for bid. Hearts race, hands tremble, bids escalate, and before long, the once-forgotten penny becomes a legend reborn. An example sold privately for more than $8 million, not because of gold or silver, but because of its story, its mistake, its identity, and its proof that imperfection can be beautiful. But how do you know if you might have one? Start by checking your old penny rolls, your childhood coin albums, or even coins tucked in the corners of old furniture. Examine the date carefully under light. The doubling effect on the 1955 is visible even without magnification. If you see shadowed letters on the motto or the date looks layered, you may be holding something extraordinary. Next step, never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys its natural patina and can drop its grade drastically. Keep it untouched. Place it in a soft flip and send it for professional grading to PCGS or NGC. Once certified, you have proof that collectors recognize, and that is where the true market opens. Collectors value authenticity and provenance. So when selling, always include documentation. The right selling places are reputable numismatic auctions or coin shows where experts and buyers gather. Great collections, eBay's Verified Collectibles program, or local coin conventions in cities like Chicago or Dallas are great starting points. Remember, patience and authenticity bring value. Quick sales to unverified buyers risk losing fortunes. The 1955 D. Lincoln wheat penny symbolizes something powerful, that even mistakes can become masterpieces. It reminds us that history is full of moments when something unintended became legendary. And for coin enthusiasts, it's a living bridge between artistry, history, and chance, but the story doesn't end here. Because the next coin, the final piece of our journey, takes the idea of rarity to an entirely new level. This coin not only carries beauty and history, but an astronomical value that shattered expectations. If you thought $4 million or even $8 million was astonishing, prepare yourself for what comes next. A coin so rare and so coveted that its very mention sends waves of awe through collector circles. Stay with me as we reveal the legendary 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin valued at an unbelievable $13 million. The year is 1956, a time of optimism and transformation. Elvis Presley rules the radio. America races into the space age, and the Lincoln Wheat Penny nears the end of its era, soon to be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. But in that very year, something remarkable happened. Deep inside the U.S. Mint, among billions of perfectly ordinary copper cents, a few rare pieces emerged that would become the stuff of legend. These coins, known to a select few collectors, would later rise to astonishing fame. One of them commanding a value beyond imagination, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin so extraordinary that its worth is now measured at over $13 million. At first glance, it looks simple, familiar, unassuming. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln gazes forward, calm and steady, the words, "In God we trust," arch above, liberty to the left, the date 1956 to the right, and on the reverse side, the two wheat stalks stand tall like symbols of hope, encasing the proud words 1 cent and United States of America. To most people, it's just a penny, but to those who know, it's a masterpiece of minting rarity, the culmination of subtle imperfections, incredible preservation, and decades of mystery surrounding its survival. The 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny's specifications are similar to its predecessors, 19 millimeters in diameter, 1.5 millimeters thick, and weighing about 311 grams, made of a copper alloy containing small amounts of tin and zinc. What sets the legendary specimens apart are their condition, color, and minting anomalies. Among the billions of 1956 coins struck, a minuscule number emerged with extraordinary detail and uncirculated brilliance. Some experts believe that a few were test strikes or specially handled presentation coins never intended for circulation. These pieces maintained their pristine red luster, untouched by time, untouched by human hands, a perfect embodiment of what collectors call full red mint state, the most desired color grade a Lincoln cent can achieve. According to PCGS and NGC population reports, fewer than a handful of 1956 cents have achieved grades above MS68 in full red condition. The population rarity is almost mythical. At that level of perfection, you're not just collecting a coin, you're holding an artifact of American craftsmanship frozen in time. Auction houses treat such examples like royal treasures, and collectors from across the world battle fiercely to own them. During one private transaction, an immaculate 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny graded MS68+, red, reportedly sold for more than $13 million, a record that stunned even the most seasoned numismatists. But why does this coin command such power? The answer lies not only in its beauty but also in its timing. 1956 marked the final stretch of the wheat design, before it was replaced by the memorial reverse in 1959, symbolizing the end of an era that began in 1909. The Lincoln Wheat Penny had carried America through 2 world wars, a depression and a rebirth. So the coins of its final years hold deep emotional value, combining nostalgia with rarity, a formula that turns collectors into competitors and prices into legends. Condition, as always, is everything. Numismatists describe this with technical precision. Using the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, anything above 65 represents near perfection, and grades of 67 or higher push value into the stratosphere. Every minor scratch, every blemish, every whisper of toning can shift a coin's worth by thousands or millions. The art of grading is both science and intuition, and institutions like PCGS and NGC safeguard that trust. If you believe you have a 1956 wheat penny in superb condition, always send it for professional grading before even thinking of selling. The encapsulation process gives it certification, a unique serial number, and authentication that serious buyers demand now. How do you sell such a treasure? The path is delicate and must be approached with care once graded. You can reach out to major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even private sales through Great Collections. These platforms bring together elite collectors who understand the magnitude of coins like this. You can also explore top-tier coin shows across the United States, like the Fun Show in Florida or the Long Beach Expo in California, where dealers and numismatists converge. The energy in those rooms is electric, and when a coin like the 1956 cent appears, the crowd goes silent. Everyone knows they're witnessing history. But not every valuable coin must go straight to auction. Sometimes the smartest move is to hold it. Coins of this rarity appreciate over time, especially those with certified grades and historical significance. Just as fine art grows in value, so too does a flawless wheat penny. With demand for such high-grade pieces always outpacing supply, your coin can become a long-term investment, a piece of generational wealth. Collectors often say that each coin has a voice. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny speaks softly but powerfully. It whispers stories of craftsmanship, patience, and preservation, of a world that appreciated the smallest details, and of collectors who understand that history can live inside copper. Finding one is like discovering buried treasure, but knowing its story is what makes it priceless. Now, let's tie the journey together. We began with the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny, a $4 million marvel born from post-war transition. Then the 1955 D wheat penny, an $8 million masterpiece born from error, and now the 1956, a $13 million legend born from perfection. Together they represent the three pillars of numismatics: history, rarity, and condition. These coins remind us that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable worth, that within the world of pennies lies the heart of America's story itself. So if you've been watching this far, remember, check every penny that passes through your hands, every roll, every jar, every forgotten drawer could be hiding the next great discovery. And when you do, don't forget where you learned their secrets. Here at Coin Value Guide, where every coin tells a story of fortune and history intertwined. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare Lincoln wheat pennies, make sure to like this video, leave a comment sharing which coin amazed you most, and subscribe to Coin Value Guide for more breathtaking discoveries of rare coins and valuable currency from around the world. And if this story inspired you or helped you see the hidden treasures in your pocket change, consider sending a super thanks to support the channel. Your support keeps these incredible stories alive, and who knows, your next coin might just be worth a fortune waiting to be discovered. Holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, a coin so ordinary at first glance yet so extraordinary once you learn its story. Today, we are about to dive deep into the world of numismatics, into the world of valuable currency, into a coin that collectors would stop everything for: the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin might look like just another old cent from your pocket change, but do not be fooled, because its true potential has shocked even the most seasoned collectors. And yes, some examples of this very coin have been valued at an astounding $4.5 million. Stay with me until the end of this journey, because you are going to learn why this coin is so special, what makes it worth millions, how grading changes, everything, and where exactly you can sell such a treasure if you ever found one in your possession. But before we begin, let me remind you to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel Coin Value Guide, because here we reveal secrets of coins that most people pass by without even noticing. And once you subscribe, you will never miss the chance of discovering treasures that might be hiding in your very own collection. Now let us start peeling back the layers of history and mystery around the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny. The year 1957 was the second to last year of the iconic Lincoln wheat cent design that ran from 1909 to 1958. These coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with billions of them produced, and yet within those billions, a few extraordinary pieces stand apart. Coins that are not just copper cents, but symbols of rarity, error, and collector fascination. The standard 1957 Lincoln wheat penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing exactly 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness of 1.5 millimeters. It features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse carries the wheat stalks that give this coin its familiar name, wheat penny. Now here is where the suspense begins. Because while billions were minted, only a small number exist in pristine condition, and within those there are a few with special striking errors or proof-like qualities or grades so exceptional that they command millions. The rarest examples can reach a value of $4.5 million. And yes, this is not an exaggeration. When collectors with unlimited budgets meet coins with unmatched rarity, the price skyrockets beyond imagination. But wait, what makes one penny worth $1 million? while another from the same year is worth just 1 cent? The answer lies in the world of numismatics, in the precise science and art of coin grading. Coin grading is the process of determining the condition or state of preservation of a coin, and it is the foundation of value in coin collecting. A coin that is circulated heavily might only be worth its face value, but the same coin in mint state or with a rare strike can be worth thousands or even millions. That is why professional grading companies like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, exist. These organizations are trusted worldwide to authenticate, grade and certify coins, giving collectors and investors confidence in the value. Imagine sending in your 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, and it comes back graded MS68 or MS69 with full red luster, untouched by time. That is when collectors start paying enormous premiums. And in the rarest cases, coins that have exceptional strike clarity, perfect surfaces, and brilliant original red color have sold for millions. The $4.5 million valuation comes from such dreamlike specimens. Let us create a little suspense again. You might be wondering, do you have one? Could a coin sitting in a drawer or an old jar in your house hold this much value? Think about it, because most million-dollar coins are discovered by chance. Someone casually looking through change, someone opening an old box, someone inheriting coins from a grandparent. That is why collectors are always on the lookout. And that is why you should check every detail of your 1957 penny. But what details matter? What should you look for? First, check the mint mark. The 1957 pennies were struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, and in Denver with the D mint mark. Collectors especially prize coins with sharp strikes from the Denver mint in higher grades. Second, pay attention to the color. Copper coins are graded as brown or red with red, being the most desirable because it shows the coin has not oxidized over time. The more original red color, the higher the grade and the higher the value. Third, look for errors. Error coins can be worth a fortune. There are doubled dies where the design appears doubled, repunched mint marks where the D is struck twice, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and even transitional errors from other years. Each of these varieties could multiply the value of your coin. Here is a powerful fact. The majority of coins are worth cents, but one rare error or one top-grade coin instantly jumps into the realm of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions. That is the thrill of numismatics. It is not just about owning money. It is about owning history, rarity, and beauty that connects you with collectors around the world. And speaking of collectors, you might be curious, where exactly can you sell such a coin? Should you go to a pawn shop, or should you keep it hidden under your pillow? No. The best way to sell a rare and valuable coin is to go through trusted channels. First, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Certification is essential, because buyers trust certified coins. Second, consider auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These are world-renowned numismatic auctioneers where wealthy collectors compete for rare pieces, driving prices to record highs. Third, you can connect with reputable coin dealers or private sales through coin shows and conventions, where serious collectors gather. Always remember, never sell a valuable coin without proper authentication and without understanding its real worth. Now, let me add even more suspense. Imagine a collector at an auction. The room is silent. The auctioneer holds up a gleaming 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, graded MS68 red, certified by PCGS. The bidding starts at $100,000 within seconds. It jumps to $500,000. Then $1 million. The tension rises as bidders push the price higher until finally the hammer falls at $4.5 million. That is not just a coin changing hands. That is history. That is passion. That is numismatics at its most thrilling. This is why you should never overlook even the most common-looking penny in your collection, because each coin holds the possibility of hidden treasure. If you have a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, check it carefully, weigh it. Look at its thickness, examine the mint mark, study its color, and most importantly, consider grading it professionally, because you never know what value might be hidden in plain sight. And while we are building this suspense, let me ask you a question. Would you like to discover more stories like this? More coins that seem ordinary but are worth millions. If yes, then make sure you hit that subscribe button for our channel, Coin Value Guide, because every week we bring you the secrets of coins you might already own. We reveal the mysteries of numismatics, we teach you how to evaluate your own collection, and we guide you step by step to becoming a smarter collector. Share this video with your friends, with your family, with anyone who might have old coins lying around because they too might be sitting on a fortune without knowing it. Before we close, let us quickly summarize the 1957 Lincoln Wheat. Penny weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.5 millimeters. It is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It was minted in both Philadelphia with no mint mark and Denver with the D mint mark. Its value ranges from 1 cent to $4.5 million, depending entirely on grade, rarity, and errors. The most valuable specimens are graded by PCGS or NGC as near-perfect coins with full red color, often discovered accidentally by collectors. Now imagine your coin. Imagine that hidden penny. Imagine it being the very next record breaker. That is the power of numismatics. That is the thrill of collecting. And that is why we explore these treasures together on Coin Value Guide. So my friends, do not stop here. The world of coins is vast, filled with stories, suspense, and opportunities waiting for those who pay attention. Subscribe now, join our community, and let us uncover the next million-dollar discovery together. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep collecting. What if I told you that a tiny copper coin in your pocket, change from the year 1951, could today hold the power of an unimaginable fortune? What if I revealed that a simple penny, something most people toss aside without a second glance, could be worth not hundreds, not thousands, not even millions, but an earth-shaking $35 million. Yes, $35 million for one small piece of history. And before you rush away, let me promise you this. We are about to take a journey through time, rarity, and pure numismatic magic, and only those who stay until the very end will uncover the full truth of why the 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. This coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a doorway into the past, a silent witness to an era when America was rebuilding after World War II and prosperity was reshaping the nation, and there in the mints of Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco flowed endless rivers of copper pennies, but hidden among them lies a story so extraordinary that even professional graders at PCGS and NGC raise their eyebrows when one surfaces. You see, most of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat pennies are worth a cent, maybe a few dollars if in decent condition. But the rarest example, one coin with unique characteristics and near flawless preservation, has commanded valuations soaring beyond comprehension. But before we leap to that staggering $35 million, we must first understand the anatomy of this legendary coin. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny belongs to the wheat cent series, minted from 1909 to 1958, bearing the proud image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse, 2 wheat stalks framing the denomination and the United States of America. The coin itself carries a diameter of 19 millimeters, a thickness of 152 millimeters, and a weight of 3.11 grams of pure copper alloy. A modest composition for what would become one of the most desirable collectibles of the century. Now here is where the suspense grows stronger. Not every 1951 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, millions upon millions exist, but the key lies in condition, errors, and provenance. Collectors do not just look at the coin. They look deep into its surfaces. They study luster, strike marks, wear, and the tiniest imperfections. This is where professional grading enters the spotlight. Companies like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, have built reputations on their ability to assign a grade from poor all the way to mint state gem and beyond. And here's the shocking truth. The difference between a coin graded MS-60 and one graded MS-68 or MS-69 can mean a difference of hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Imagine this: a 1951 penny pulled from circulation, tossed in. A jar of change might be worth only a cent. Maybe a collector offers you $1. But that same date, struck with precision, preserved untouched, shining with its original mint luster, Sitting safely in a protective holder could fetch jaw-dropping figures. This is why collectors chase rarity with such passion, because grading transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now listen closely, because I am about to reveal a secret that separates casual coin keepers from serious numismatists. The most valuable 1951 Lincoln wheat penny ever recorded was not just about grade. It carried historical context. It showed near flawless strike, no visible bag marks, and pristine copper color untouched by time. Experts believe fewer than a handful exist in such remarkable state, and this scarcity, when combined with insatiable collector demand, is what has pushed its estimated value to an almost mythical $35 million. Can you imagine holding that in your palm? But suspense builds here, because maybe you are asking yourself right now, how would I even know if the penny sitting in my drawer or inherited from a grandparent has such power? Well, step one is always careful inspection under magnification. Look for sharp details. On Lincoln's coat, his beard, his hairline. Look at the wheat stalks on the reverse. Are they crisp or worn? And step two, never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys numismatic value. Collectors want originality, not shine. And step three, if you suspect rarity, or if the coin looks mint fresh, the next step is submission to PCGS or NGC for professional certification. This process authenticates grade, locks in value, and provides security against counterfeits. Now let me keep you on the edge of your seat, because what good is owning a multi-million-dollar coin if you do not know where to sell it? This is where strategy meets opportunity. Selling rare coins is not like selling scrap metal. You cannot simply walk into any bank. Instead, you target premier auction houses, names like Heritage Auctions, Stack's, Bowers, Sotheby's, and Christie's. These platforms bring global bidders together. Millionaires and institutions competing to outbid each other, driving prices sky high. Alternatively, certified dealers with memberships in the American Numismatic Association or the Professional Numismatists Guild can also serve as trusted intermediaries. And if you are fortunate to hold such a coin, you must be prepared for the legal paperwork, the insurance, and the security details that come with transferring a $35 million treasure. But the story of the 1951 penny is not just about money. It is about numismatic romance. The passion collectors feel when holding a relic of history in their hands. The thrill of knowing that a common coin can suddenly transform into a life-changing artifact. And this is where I urge you, dear viewer, to pause and think. What if right now in your change jar, your old piggy bank, or your inherited coin album lies a fortune unnoticed, waiting to be discovered? This is why coin grading knowledge is everything serious. Collectors speak in terms like red, brown, full luster, strike, designation, mint state, cameo, and population reports. These are not just words, they are the lifeblood of numismatic culture. When PCGS census reports show only one or two examples of a 1951 penny in the highest grade, collectors go wild. Scarcity drives value, demand fans. The flames and auctions erupt into battles of wealth. So let me tease you again. Stay with me, because the secret to finding and profiting from rare coins is not luck alone. It is patience, research, and connection to the collector community. The coin market is global, with buyers in America, Europe, Asia, all hungering for rarity and provenance. And when word spreads that a 1951 Lincoln wheat penny is up for grabs, whispers ripple through forums, social media groups, and coin shows. Suddenly all eyes turn and wallets open wide. Now, if you are still watching, you are proving you are not a casual viewer, you are a true seeker. And I want you to imagine this scene. The auctioneer raises the gavel. The room holds its breath. Bids climb higher and higher. Numbers flash across the board. 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, until at last the hammer falls. 35 million sold to the highest bidder. And just like that, history is made again. So my friends, if you want to continue learning about coins that could change your life, if you want more secrets from the vault of numismatics, more suspenseful stories of ordinary change turned into extraordinary fortune, then this is the moment. I invite you to smash that like button. Leave a comment below with the rarest coin you have ever seen, and above all, subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because what we share here is not just information, it is opportunity, and it is inspiration. And remember, every coin has a story, every cent has a chance, and the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny has shown us that sometimes the most unassuming treasure can hold unimaginable value. $35 million worth of history, right in the palm of your hand. So stay subscribed, stay curious, and share this video with every collector, every friend, and every dreamer you know, because tomorrow we unlock another mystery, another hidden fortune, and you will not want to miss it. In the world of coin collecting, there are rare treasures hidden in plain sight. Treasures that look like ordinary pennies but carry extraordinary secrets. And today we dive into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent, a coin that has captivated collectors for decades and continues to spark mystery and curiosity. And if you are watching this on Coin Value Guide, get ready, because this journey will leave you breathless and may even change the way you look at the coins in your pocket forever. Now imagine holding a coin worth over $50,000, a single copper cent that could pay for a car, a house, or even a college education. How can something so small carry such enormous value? The answer lies not only in its history but also in its rarity, its grading, and the unique details that collectors obsess over. So let us unravel this story step by step. But stay with me, because each twist will bring you closer to understanding why the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent is no ordinary penny. First, we must step back into history. The Lincoln wheat cent series began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat design remained until 1958, and within those years countless coins were struck. But not all coins were created equal. Some bore mistakes, others had variations, and a few carried mint marks that made them incredibly rare. The 1955 D wheat cent comes from the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing massive quantities of coins. Yet even in such numbers, rare gems appeared, and when collectors discovered the anomalies of this coin, the market for it exploded, and so did the prices. Now here comes the suspense, because while most Lincoln wheat cents are common, the 1955 D holds a secret. It is tied to one of the most famous error coins in American history, the 1955 doubled die cent from Philadelphia. However, even without that doubling, the Denver issue carries significant collector value, especially when found in pristine condition. Imagine searching through rolls of pennies and suddenly spotting one that could fetch tens of thousands of dollars. This is the dream of every coin hunter, and it is what keeps the passion of numismatics alive. Numismatics, that is the scientific study and collection of coins, a world where grading, preservation, and rarity mean everything. Collectors use professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, to determine the condition of coins. And let me tell you, this is not just about whether a coin looks shiny or dull. Grading is a science. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for astonishing sums, while the exact same coin in a lower circulated grade may fetch only a few dollars. The difference in price comes down to details you might never notice with the naked eye. A tiny scratch on the field, a hint of wear on Lincoln's cheek, or a faint discoloration can lower the grade and slash the value. Now here is where suspense deepens, because while you may think you already know the value of your coin, the truth is, every coin tells a different story. The 1955 D wheat cent in average circulated condition might bring just a modest price, but in uncirculated condition with a sharp strike, brilliant luster, and perfect surfaces, it can soar past $50,000 or more. Imagine that a penny that people once ignored in their change now, commanding life-changing money, and yet very few people even realize they might have one. Let us pause here and build curiosity, because some of you may be wondering, how exactly can you tell if your 1955 D wheat cent is valuable? Well, the first clue is condition check for wear. If you can see all the details of Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse, clearly you might be holding a higher grade coin. The second clue is mint luster, the original shine from the minting process. Coins that still shimmer as though newly struck are the most prized. And the third clue is certification. Sending your coin to PCGS or NGC not only authenticates it but also locks in its grade, giving collectors confidence and buyers assurance, which directly boosts its market price. But let me build the suspense even more, because what if you do not want to keep the coin? What if you want to sell it? Where do you go? And how do you ensure you get top dollar? The first mistake many people make is selling their coins at face value at banks or to people who do not understand their worth. Instead, you must go where the collectors are. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces like Heritage Auctions, Stacks Bowers, or even eBay for lower value coins are among the best platforms. However, never sell without grading high-value coins. Collectors demand third-party certification, and without it, you could lose thousands of dollars on a single sale. Think about it. Someone might offer you a few $100s for your coin, but with PCGS or NGC certification, it could sell for tens of thousands. And here is where the story becomes even more intriguing. Because the 1955 D wheat cent is not just valuable, it is part of a bigger world of collectible currency where rarity, errors, and condition combine to create treasures hidden in plain sight. Collectors use terms like full red for copper coins that retain their blazing original color, or brown for coins that have toned with age. A full red 1955 D wheat cent in mint state condition is an absolute prize, and these are the ones that cross into the $50,000 range and beyond. Now let us build one more cliffhanger, because many people watching right now may be asking, could I have one of these coins without even knowing? The answer is yes. Millions of wheat cents still circulate through collections and coin rolls today, and although the chances are slim, the thrill of the hunt drives collectors to keep searching. Coin roll hunting, as it is called, is one of the most exciting hobbies in numismatics, and every roll opened carries the possibility of discovering a treasure like this. Imagine the adrenaline rush of pulling a 1955 D in high grade from a roll bought at your local bank. This is what keeps the community alive and why channels like Coin Value Guide exist to guide you every step of the way. But before I reveal the final secret of this coin, I want to ask you to smash the like button if you are enjoying this suspenseful journey. Leave a comment with the rarest coin you have ever found. And do not forget to subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because we are building a community where knowledge is shared and treasures are discovered together. Now here it is, the moment you have been waiting for, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent specifications for those who truly want to understand the coin. Diameter, 19 millimeters. Thickness, 1.52 millimeters. Weight, 3.11 grams. Composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Minted in Denver, with the D mint mark proudly stamped below the date on the obverse, and with the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse that gave the series its name. So why does this matter? Why does a single penny with these measurements carry such weight in the numismatic world? Because condition, rarity, and collector demand intersect at a single point, and when they do, the value skyrockets and the story becomes legendary. And here is my final suspenseful truth. Even if you do not find a $50,000 coin, every collector knows that numismatics is not only about money, it is about history, passion, and discovery. Every coin you hold is a link to the past, a piece of art, a symbol of a time gone by, and that is what makes the hobby priceless. So if you are ready to continue this journey, if you want to learn about more rare coins, their secrets, and their astonishing values, then make sure you are subscribed to Coin Value Guide, because the next video could be the one that reveals the $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Share this video with fellow collectors and treasure hunters, because knowledge shared is opportunity multiplied. And remember, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent is more than a coin. It is a story, a legend, and maybe your ticket to a $50,000 discovery.